Hey, welcome back to the Let Go Movement podcast. My name is Acacia. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast. We are chilling on a couch. I made myself a boom mic. I'm pretty proud of it. And I've got a $1 million ocean view in front of me. Life is so good. So good today. I am so goodful. I am so grateful. I am so in acknowledgement of everything that it takes to create moments like this. And it's not about working harder or doing more. It's about asking and be willing to receive and unleash and let go of everything that stops you from receiving this. And then when it happens, acknowledge it and ask for more or get more detail orientated with it, but acknowledging that you're creating this. Today's episode, I would love to talk to you about conditioning because this is a very big part of any sort of self-development that you will ever go through. It is like the main basis line. Like, doesn't matter if you're doing like traditional counseling or you're more in the energetic world or somewhere in between or mixing the two, conditioning comes up, and our awareness to our conditioning is a massive key in creating that next version of you, healing yourself. It is a massive part of you going from unconscious and like kind of on autopilot to conscious and aware, and creating from a lot more awareness and knowing you have a choice and being an active participant with yourself, with your life, with the universe, with everything at play. I just saw a whale jump out of the ocean. That was really cool. I haven't seen one sitting where I am at this house yet thus far, but I just did. Oh my God, that was really cool. Side note, okay, so back to conditioning. So conditioning is everything we've been programmed to be, how we've been programmed to act, think. So this gets created, the condition or the program gets created from our beliefs, our thoughts, our feelings, the emotions, how we've watched our parents grow up and their reactions to things. It's the way our society and our schools and our religions and our communities and our friends and family around us have been acting and behaving will create programming, conditioning, and that affects how we then think, feel, react, respond, process, what we go after, what we don't go after, what we think stops us, what we don't think stops us, what we have in life, what we're experiencing, how we're experiencing it. Conditioning is all part of it. And I really love the Access Consciousness way of expanding on this conditioning, and their version of it, or how they kind of word it, is thoughts, feelings, emotions, considerations, points of views, and judgments. Points of views are also an interesting one because like your point of view creates your reality is what, Dr. Dane here and Gary Douglas says, like in Access Consciousness, your point of view creates your reality. Well, your point of view is made up of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs, judgments, considerations. So when we look at all those aspects, we can see the entanglement in all of that. And I'm going to talk about in the next episode about quantum entanglement and how that plays a role in everything. But conditioning, just in this topic, when we start to look at our life, when we start to ask a question like, why did I even think that? Why did I even do that? Why do I keep making the same pattern? I keep noticing that I'm doing this even though I want to change it, or I'm attracting the same sort of guy here. I want to change this, or I'm ready for career change, but I keep thinking, I'm only so good at XYZ, but I really want to, challenge myself to go somewhere else. These are all going to have an element of conditioning where you're on autopilot here. But the question is the first step to understanding what conditions are at play, what programs are in play, what thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs, considerations, and judgments are fueling these experiences in your life. Pause. I'm just seeing baby whale and mama whale literally fly out of the water and side fall over, like breaching the water. They're just going one after another. This is pretty cool. I wish I had a second camera so I could capture it for you and catch it on tape, but I'm so distracted right now with this episode. But It's not a long episode, so that's okay. Oh, she just did it again. Okay, I have to focus. I need to not look at the ocean, but the ocean's right there. So I'm just going to look. I'm just going to watch these two whales jump out. So conditioning, when we start to look at that, it gives us such power because we start to bring everything to the conscious. We start to have really aware choices being made. You start to take charge of the direction you're going in. And if we're not willing to look at the conditions at play, the thoughts, feelings, emotions, considerations, belief systems, judgments, if we're not willing to look at what our point of view is, then we're going to have a hard time changing it, or something is going to change, but we're going to regress or revert back to old ways for not willing to bring these things to our conscious mind, to the forefront of us, and really see that we have an opportunity here to create change. Okay, but then how do you do that? Well, you have to, first of all, see it that it's there, or be willing to change it unknowingly, but you're willing to change. And this happens when you do energy work, like you'll start changing things. And when you start to do the energy work, it works on such a deep subconscious level that you will notice change. But you can do it in the conscious form while you bring that to the forefront, and it's your willingness to choose something different. It's not about fixing a broken part of you. It's really about stepping into what's right and light and true for you and going with that. That is like the fastest way you can change anything, is being in the conscious action of it. So I'm going to leave this conversation there, but I just wanted to take a hot minute just to hone in on conditioning, because it's such a huge part, and how I like to look at it, which is this way of seeing conditioning, the word and what it is, as your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your beliefs, your considerations, your judgments. They all make up the condition that's at play in whatever aspect of life you're in. Okay. I am going to record some of these dolphins flying out of the water. Hope that they continue doing it and I can add it to this video. If you are interested in working with me, I do a process with women where I take you through a 12-week process, and we really start to look at these conditions, these thoughts, feelings, emotions, your emotional baggage. We clear it out. We even look at what you've inherited from your parents and your ancestors that really don't align with you in this lifetime, and we clear that, so that as we're working together, we're not only clearing the past junk and things that we don't need anymore, but we're also understanding the conditioning. So when we're going into the present and the future and really working towards what you're asking for, it's so much easier to start clearing away what no longer serves you, and you getting more aligned and in the correct frequency of where you want to go, who you want to be, what you want to achieve, what you want to experience, when we start clearing the past. And I do it in a really fun way that is, joyful for yourself, your being, and your body. And we do that online over the course of 12 weeks. So if you're interested in just learning a little bit more about it or stepping into that process with me, I encourage you to grab a mini clearing session with me where we can get to know each other, see if we're a good fit, clear some stuff that's coming up for you now currently, and discuss what working together would be like. So that's all on my website, www.acaciadebat.com/work with me. I'll also put the link in the show notes below. Okay. Until then, have a great day, have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next episode when we talk about quantum entanglements.